10 home insurance mistakes that could cost you thousands. Homeowners insurance protects one of your most valuable assets, but many Americans are making costly mistakes that could leave them financially exposed. Here are the top 10 errors to avoid, based on current U.S. insurance regulations and industry standards. 1. Violating the 80% rule. The problem: most insurance companies require you to insure your home for at least 80% of its replacement cost to receive full coverage on any claim. If you fall short, your claim payout will be reduced proportionally. Real example: your home's replacement cost is $400,000, requiring $320,000 in coverage, 80%. You only have $300,000 in coverage. When filing a $100,000 claim, your insurer pays only $93,750 instead of the full amount. You're stuck paying the remaining $6,250 plus your deductible. The fix: calculate your home's replacement cost annually and adjust your coverage. Some states like California, Connecticut, Florida, and Louisiana legally require meeting this 80% threshold. Average cost of mistake: $3,000 to $50,000 plus, depending on claim size. Number 2, not having flood insurance. The problem: standard homeowners policies do not cover flood damage. This is the number one misconception among U.S. homeowners. Over 99% of U.S. counties have experienced flooding in the past 20 years, and 40% of National Flood Insurance Program claims come from outside high-risk zones. The shock: even mountainous areas like Asheville, North Carolina, experienced catastrophic flooding from Hurricane Helene in 2024, yet less than 1% of households there had flood coverage. What's required? If you have a federally backed mortgage and your home is in a special flood hazard area, flood zones starting with A or V, flood insurance is mandatory. The National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP, provides up to $250,000 for the structure and $100,000 for contents. Important note: there's typically a 30-day waiting period before NFIP policies take effect, so don't wait until a storm is approaching. Average cost of mistake: $25,000 to $250,000 plus. Number 3, choosing actual cash value instead of replacement cost. The problem: actual cash value policies only reimburse you for items at their depreciated value. If your 10-year-old roof is damaged, you'll receive what it's worth today, heavily depreciated, not what it costs to replace it with a new one of similar quality at today's prices. The better option? Replacement cost value policies pay the full cost to replace items with new ones of similar quality at today's prices. Real scenario: your 8-year-old refrigerator breaks. With ACV, you might get $300. With RCV, you get $2,000 to buy a new one. Average cost of mistake: $5,000 to $20,000 per major claim. Number 4, failing to update coverage after renovations. The problem: you finished your basement, remodeled your kitchen, added a pool, or built an addition, but never updated your policy. Your insurance still reflects the old replacement cost, leaving you dramatically underinsured. The reality: construction costs have been rising significantly. From 2021 to 2024, homeowners saw premiums increase by 69%, but dwelling coverage only increased by about 23% of what was needed to keep pace with actual reconstruction costs. The fix: contact your insurer immediately after any major home improvements. Don't wait for your renewal period. Average cost of mistake: $15,000 to $100,000 plus. Number 5, not having separate coverage for high-value items. The problem: standard policies have sublimits for valuables like jewelry, typically $1,500, art, collectibles, and electronics. If your engagement ring is stolen or your vintage guitar collection is damaged, you'll be severely undercompensated. Expert quote: if you have the 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle rookie card and you don't tell your agent about it and it's destroyed in a fire, you're not going to get the $300,000 it's worth. The solution: purchase scheduled personal property endorsements or floaters for high-value items. These typically require professional appraisals. Average cost of mistake: $5,000 to $500,000, depending on items. Number 6, assuming water damage is always covered. The problem: your policy may cover burst pipes, but it won't cover sewer or drain backup unless you add this coverage, gradual leaks or maintenance issues, groundwater seepage, floodwater. Critical. Addition needed. Sewer backup coverage is relatively inexpensive but protects against costly damage. Tree roots in sewer lines are extremely common and can cause tens of thousands of dollars in damage to finished basements. Average cost of mistake, $10,000 to $75,000 plus. Number 7, shopping only by price. The problem: not all homeowners' policies are the same. The cheapest policy often has significant coverage gaps, higher deductibles, or exclusions you won't discover until you file a claim. Red flag companies. Based on 2024 Department of Insurance complaints data, several major insurers have complaint indices significantly above the national average. Some companies have complaint rates 200 times higher than their market share would suggest. The smart approach: work with an independent insurance agent who can compare multiple carriers and explain the actual differences in coverage, not just price. Average cost of mistake could be everything if your claim is denied. Number 8, not understanding your deductible structure. The problem: many homeowners don't realize they may have different deductibles. A flat deductible, e.g. $2,500 for most claims, a percentage deductible, e.g. 2 to 5% of dwelling coverage for wind and hail damage in many states, and a separate higher deductible for hurricane damage in coastal states. Surprise scenario: your home is insured for $400,000 with a 5% wind and hail deductible. After a severe storm causes $75,000 in damage, you discover you owe the first $20,000 out of pocket, not the $2,500 you expected. The fix: review your declarations page carefully and understand all deductible types in your policy. Average cost of mistake: $5,000 to $20,000 in unexpected out-of-pocket costs.
9. Letting your policy lapse or being underinsured when required. The problem: if you have a mortgage and your insurance lapses or falls below required levels, your lender will force-place insurance at your expense. Force-placed insurance is typically 2 to 3 times more expensive and provides minimal coverage. Additional issue: approximately 6 million U.S. homeowners currently have no home insurance at all, putting themselves at catastrophic financial risk. GSE requirements. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have emphasized stricter monitoring of property coverage requirements. Non-compliance can affect your mortgage status. Average cost of mistake: $3,000 to $10,000 annually in excessive premiums. 10. Not reviewing and updating your policy annually. The problem: your policy was perfect when you bought your home 5 years ago, but since then, construction costs have increased 40% plus. You've added $50,000 in improvements. Your area is now at higher risk for certain perils. Your personal property value has grown. Inflation has eroded your coverage adequacy. 2024 market reality: insurance premiums increased 17.4% for new policies in the first half of 2024 alone. 2/3 of U.S. homes are now underinsured because dwelling coverage hasn't kept pace with rising reconstruction costs. The solution? Schedule an annual insurance review with your agent. Discuss inflation, home improvements, and changing risks. Many insurers offer inflation guard endorsements that automatically adjust your coverage. Average cost of mistake: $10,000 to $100,000 plus when you discover you're underinsured during a claim. Bonus tips to save money while staying properly insured. 1. Bundle policies with the same company, home plus auto, for discounts averaging 15 to 25%. 2. Raise your standard deductible if you have an emergency fund to cover it. 3. Improve your credit score as many insurers use credit-based insurance scores. 4. Install protective devices, security systems, smoke detectors, storm shutters for discounts. 5. Ask about all available discounts annually. Key takeaways: the 80% rule is mandatory in many states and critical for full claim coverage. Flood insurance is separate and not included in standard policies. Regular policy reviews, at least annually, are essential. Work with a knowledgeable agent, not just the cheapest quote. Document your valuables and keep records updated. Replacement cost coverage is worth the extra premium. Understanding your actual coverage limits and exclusions prevents claim time surprises. The bottom line? Spending an extra hour annually reviewing your homeowner's insurance could save you tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Don't learn these lessons the hard way.